It's Halloween or something. It is not actually Halloween as of I'm recording this, but it is the day before. It's also Halloween in Battle Cats. Ignore the fact that I mentioned that. So I don't know what I'm actually gonna do today. I think I'm just gonna this is my new account. What the 4:30. That makes sense. This is my main loadout. That okay. Well, I fucked up my main loadout. Whatever. What the hell did I do to my main loadout? I have no idea what I did to my main load. What the hell is this, bro? Oh, I know what it is. It's my anti-angel loadout that I use for floor. What is it? 26. God damn it. Okay, well, it's whatever. But yeah, so today's just one of those chill days where I'll probably just yap about the most random shit of all time. Since it's a Halloween stage, I'm assuming there's gonna be zombies in it. Or at some point, maybe. Who the fuck knows? Not me. Because since when do I know anything? But yeah, so how's it going? How's it going? How's your Halloween going so far? This is a really sick background. I'm actually probably gonna use this in the thumbnail. But yeah, so tomorrow for Halloween, I will be hanging out with my friends, Connor, Kamari, and a couple of others, and I will be dressing up. A couple of us at least, will be dressing up as Demon Slayer stuff because we're nerds instead of actually liking scary stuff and horror movies. We're just gonna be dressed up as anime characters. Last year actually I dressed up as Luffy from One Piece, and every year we go trick-or-treating, right? Or at least that's now what our plans are going to be. 2 years ago we didn't really do that, but starting last year we started that. And so last year whenever we went trick-or-treating, there was this person that we walked by that recognized me but not my friends. They were dressed up as Zoro and Usopp. I was dressed up as Luffy, the one everybody knows. And so somebody randomly called out, "Hey, look, it's Luffy!" And that was probably one of the moments in my life that I'll never forget, just because I have main character syndrome. That was a wonderful moment. But yeah, this year I am dressed up as Tanjiro because, again, main character syndrome. My friend Kamari is going to be Giyu, so I'm going to be pulling out my Mr. Giyu, and all that stuff. I'll be pulling out that my good old impression of him, doing that. I don't know if it's a good impression, but it's gonna be funny because I do love the dynamic between Tanjiro and Giyu from Demon Slayer. Did I say that it was from Demon Slayer? I don't remember. My memory is so bad, bro. I was actually talking to Kamari about that the other day. He's like worse than me at a lot of things, even including video games. Like, he's really good at video games, but I can, in most games, keep up with him. However, whenever it comes to sheer memory, I'm terrible. I'm terrible with memory. He remembers things so much better than I can. And I mean, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, And like I say, the main thing I'm better at. Like, he is better at quite a few games actually. He's better like in his own way and stuff like that. In certain games, and so like, yeah. And then there's also like, obviously I'm not perfect. His English ability is probably better than mine. Like, when I say English, I mean reading, because school shit, but English reading, stuff like that. I mean, I'm better at writing, which is majority of what English language arts has become, and like college classes and stuff like that, essays. I'm better at essays, but he's probably better at reading comprehension, I guess is what it's called. Oh, I did not mean to send out Kai there. But yeah, so I guess in the comments, let me know what you're dressing up as for Halloween. Unless you're a bomb and not dressing up. Or if you're just one of those People that hands out candy. Honestly, I would respect that if you're just handing out candy, but come on, you gotta do something fun, you know? Let me know if you're doing something fun for Halloween. Because this is a good old holiday that everybody can enjoy. Parents can go trick-or-treating with their kids, or they can go have a late drinking party and get a let their kids go have fun on their own. Thankfully, we live in a day where razor blades, for the most part, aren't put into candies, and I feel like they would be very obvious. If you're going to poison, or if you're going to harm somebody via passing out candy, it's not going to be something obvious or that's able to be seen with your eyes. I think your biggest concern is somebody putting drugs in candy at this point, and yeah, make sure candy's not pre-opened or something. I don't know. Make sure they're not edibles or something. I don't fucking know. I haven't had any bad experiences with that, so I actually don't know. But stay safe. Walking around in the dark late at night, or maybe not that late, but again in the dark. It's been getting dark earlier since it is winter. This Luigi's Mansion music is not what I thought it would be. I have a Luigi's Mansion music compilation, and it is not what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be actual music, not just ambiance, but whatever. Like, it started off strong with the menu theme, but I guess the original Luigi's Mansion has a really, like, calm theme. Like, it doesn't actually have music. Like, it is a horror game. Like, that's the thing about Luigi's Mansion 1 compared to the other two, is that Luigi's Mansion 1 feels like a horror game, right? Like, none of the others do. Which is kind of fucked, in my opinion. Like, the first one is the only one to actually feel like a horror game. By the way, I think I might have the wrong Kai on this account for these stages. That is applying to me just now. That these stages, for some reason, have floating instead of zombies. Why is floating the trait of choice for Halloween? I couldn't tell you. Holy shit, there's 3 of them. I might need Cosmo. The perfect. Oh my god, these things do a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm gonna need something more than all this. I'm gonna need some actual anti-floating. But yeah, so I also know a lot of other people that are going to Halloween and stuff like that. I know people are dressing up as all sorts of stuff. One of my friends said she was dressing up as a whore. Maybe the whore? Like, the religious whore? Or something? All I didn't ask any questions when she said it. She just said, I'm dressing up as the whore. Or a whore. I don't remember which one she said. God, I hope she said the whore. I don't even know if I can be saying that so much on this, but maybe I should pass it off as, whore. You know, that kind of whore. Maybe. Oh, God. Why am I like that? Chat? I'm not even streaming. Why am I like this, guys? Why am I like this? Can you guys help me? I don't think you guys would be able to help me. I'm gonna be so honest. What the fuck is this music? What the fuck is happening? I have no idea what is going on today. Something is wrong in Breda Vision today. Something is wrong. By the way, I was going to do the tutorial for Cat Claw Dojo 12. However, I decided, like, it's Halloween. I don't want to just treat it like some other normal day. I want to treat it like a Halloween. You know, I want to treat it as such. However, this is going to count as my video where I just play the game and yap about random shit, which means I'm pulling up comments from the last time I did this. I do not want to see feedback. YouTube, thanks. Let's see. When was the last time I did it? Was it when I beat floor 30? There's no way that... Is it? I think that is actually when I did it. Lord of the Mysteries. Okay, so Lord of the Mysteries is what LOTM meant. By the way, if you missed last time, somebody asked me to watch Lord of the Mysteries. And I didn't know what LOTM meant. So, no, I have not seen it. No, I've never even heard of it. Sorry. Wait, I just realized the boss knockbacks might actually make this terrible. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Once I get money, I can spawn Dahlia Sun. Why is the music all of a sudden so loud? What the fuck, bro? What is happening? What is this compilation? But yeah, so... And then the last time I did this was also whenever I got the idea to do tutorials, except I'm doing them differently than the idea that the guy gave me, because the idea that the guy gave me required a video to be put into my Discord in order for it to be reacted to and stuff. That's just not something people will do. People will, like, especially most of the people in my server, they already have most of the stages beaten that would be struggled with by a lot of people, and my Discord is a hell of a lot smaller than my viewer base. There's only like 100 people in there, so it's not very likely that anybody will actually do it, which is why I'm just playing stages that people said they remembered being difficult or kind of struggled with in the past, right? So that maybe I can just do it now and people in the future will struggle less or something. I'm also like not good at the game. So like I don't know if I'm actually a reliable source to help people with stages and stuff, but I can damn sure try. I can absolutely do my best to give you some sort of advice. But I do like the thought of giving advice while also beating the stage myself and, you know, hindering my own ability to do it. Like not using Ubers, for example, or using one Uber that can be replaced by pretty much any Uber that does the same job, stuff like that. That's the kind of thing I want to go for. So somebody said that they love this sort of videos where it's just talk and play, background sounds. I do think that's my specialty, right? That's why I don't really want to ever edit my videos. Like, that's just one of the things I like about not editing my videos, I guess, is that it gives me the niche of, instead of being one of those highly edited people that, you know, goes for fully attentive, like, full-blown entertaining videos that, you know, you don't want to keep your eyes off of. Instead, it's chill videos that you can just keep in the background and do other things at the same time, and I like that because I like videos like that. I like videos that can serve as background noise. So I'm glad that this is part of the niche that I can be in. Somebody else said that I can just recommend units and stuff for stages that are difficult and stuff. And that's basically what I'm doing, except I'm putting it in video form and doing the stage as I do it, like as I recommend things so that people can see, for example, what I'm doing and stuff like that. Now, of course, I am over leveled on my main account, so or at least for a lot of stages I will be, so I would have to find ways to talk through that in order to explain, like, the way I'm beating it on video isn't exactly how you would beat it, but you can at least use some tips from it, right? Somebody finally got Anubis, so that's Pog or something. Is Pog still said? I don't even know, bro. Yeah, that is a W. W. By the way, somebody struggled with the Big Bang in Cataclysm Chapter 1 because they didn't realize that the mysterious mask is what weakens Cat God instead of the anti-starred alien treasures. Which, Cat God's not a starred alien. I don't think people realize that, apparently. He's not a starred alien. He's either traitless or floating, depending on the form. And I think in chapter 1, is he floating? Or is he traitless? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure chapter 2 he's floating, right? I actually have no clue. But either way, he's not anti-alien. Or he's not starred alien, that's what I mean. So the starred alien treasures won't actually do shit for Cat God himself, it'll only help the other guys. If you're struggling with killing Cat God and surviving his hits, chances are you need to get your mysterious mask up to 100%, because that literally only weakens Cat God, but it weakens him from, like, I think 1,000% to 100%, right? Or like maybe even like 10,000% to 100. Like, it's something crazy. Like, he's insanely strong without those treasures. So definitely get those if you're struggling on any form of cat god. And I mean every single one of those. And thankfully the YouTube commenters, the fellow YouTube commenters, sorry, helped him, you know, realize that. Somebody said that they heavily dislike floor 28. Heavily dislike floor 28. Which one is that? After this stage, I'll look at that to see which one that is, but I don't remember floor 28, which means I never thought it was that bad. And then somebody replied to their comment saying, just use Dazzly, bro. Like, yeah, that's interesting. So somebody else said that they were stuck on floor 44, which, floor 44, floor 44, is that the one with Hanya? Hold up, now I gotta look this one up. I don't want to have to swap over to my main, so I'm gonna actually have to look this one up because I haven't made it to 44 on this account. But I can do that. I can multitask. I'm assuming they mean Heavenly Tower. It is the one with Hanya. Okay, so dubs? I don't know. And then somebody replied to that asking if it was Infernal or da-da-da-da. And if it's Heavenly, then Thunderjack is good. Like, here's the thing, right? I think everybody knows that Thunderjack is good for Heavenly Tower floor 44. The main problem... This is horrid to listen to. I'm changing. But yeah, so... Yes, Thunderjack is good in, like, one good stage. You know, like, that's one... This is what I mean whenever I say Thunderjack. Like, Thunderjack is very good in rare stages. Like, that doesn't really mean a whole lot, in my opinion. I'm gonna change that down to 1 because that was kind of loud. But yeah, so floor 44 is one of those things where if you don't have, if you're doing it uberless, then you're gonna struggle a lot. However, you'll struggle a lot less now than you would back in the day, because now what you can do is you can use Baja Blast. I can only imagine how good Baja Blast is there, because you can Thunderbolt Cannon both of them. So if you have a good level Thunderbolt Cannon, you could probably guarantee at least 2 or 3 Awaken Bahamut hits. Because Infernal Tower 44, that one has Blacks, right? And Infernal has Aku. The thing both of those stages has in common is that they rely on the peons in order to be actually difficult. And, well, it's just an endurance match. So, like, instead of trying to speedrun it, since the only way to speedrun it is using, like, Balrog and, I don't know, Thunderjack, for example. If you're trying to do it Uberless, or if you just don't have the right Ubers to do it with Ubers, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just endure. So use Metal Cat and Rock as your 2 main meat shields. You can use like Manic Eraser or something, but I would just recommend a Research combo, because those are the 2, those are really all you need and all you have the money for. You're probably going to want to use either Bullet Train or Can in order to get extra money from the Dark Doges in the stage, because I believe it does have those, right? Yeah, Infinite Doge Darks. The Doge Darks are the only enemy that are infinite. The Gory Blacks, there's only a total of 6 of them. So after you kill the 6th Gory Black, it should be a pretty easy stage, because by that point, by the time you've killed the last one, that's like so far into the stage that you've proven that you can endure, right? And like those are the main threats, because let's see, what percent are they? Yeah, they're 250%. Like, the Doge Darks aren't to be ignored, but like, as long as you have like talented Heavy Cat CAT, who helps a lot, I wouldn't recommend Pizza. I would heavily recommend just talenting Heavy Cat CAT, or Heavy Assault CAT, whatever the fuck its name is. The true form of Box Cat. Talent that with massive damage to Black, level it up, get a bit attack up, and maybe defensive as well. It's a special, so it's not very expensive. Talent that bitch. And You should be able to handle the blacks relatively well in that stage. And then, like I said, bullet train, can, rock, metal, and then maybe use Awaken Bahamut. I don't know if Cyberpunk is safe in that stage, so I wouldn't recommend using them. But maybe use like Power Cutter or something to like get up front and like something to kill the Hanya and the power, like, because like Awaken Bahamut won't be enough on his own. So like you're probably going to want something to at least make that easier for you. But the biggest takeaway from this is to remember you absolutely need to get rid of the peons first without trying to speedrun the stage by killing the bosses. The bosses can easily, you know, like, they're not so easily rushed down. And so you need to not try to rush them down and instead go for the long game. Unless, like I said earlier, you have the right Ubers to speedrun it. So that's my 2 cents on floor 44. I still don't remember what floor 28 is. I guess I'll have to look at that real quick after this stage. If I even win this stage, in all honesty. I never spawned Dahlia-san, so I might struggle here. But let's see, are there more comments? No, just one weird guy that told me I sound like a little boy. Which I don't feel comfortable with, so I'm gonna be honest, that one commenter, you know who you are. I'm straight up going to ban you from commenting. Like right now, actually, because, you know, I don't know why I didn't do it before, but I'm going to hide user from channel. So now nobody can see your comments, because you're just weird, buddy. You're just weird, but that's all the comments on there. I got Dahlia-san out. He should easily win the stage. Look at Cosmo's value. By the way, I do want to say, the fact that so many people defend Cosmo's damage, when, like, I'm gonna be so honest with you, I've had Cosmo on field for so long, and all his Ultra Form gives him is a wave. So, like, his damage isn't actually that high. Like, 200,000 per hit isn't actually all that high, because my Fishman, right, in one hit is probably doing like 40,000, or probably closer to like 50 or even 60,000 damage against floating. My Kenken's also doing a lot. Like, the thing about Cosmo's damage, right? I know I always complain about Cosmo being overrated, stuff like that. I know I always do it. But his damage really isn't that good. Because if you're comparing everybody at level 60, even if you're counting max talent, so 12.5k DPS with the wave, that's not that good. For his weight, or for his range, sure. But he gets pretty easily out DPS, especially whenever you talk about other specialists. However, Cosmo does have a really good freeze. And double knockback. But I got 2 cat tickets, so I'm just going to use these on Halloween. Nah. I'll use them on Royal Fest. Royal Fest actually has improved rates and stuff. I'll probably just get a guarantee on Halloween whenever I get there. Or whenever there is a guarantee on there. But I think I've done all of my yapping for today. Oh, man, why didn't we get this sooner? This is a peak track. Bro, this game was my childhood, bro. Dark Moon. This game and Starfy were my 2 favorite games to play on my 3DS. Except Starfy, I never actually had because it was my sister's, but I would love to play it still whenever I could. Okay, sorry, I should end video. Peace. And happy Halloween.